Since the launch of the Flyers organization, Ed Snider made the Flyers his extended family. He treated both the players and the staff as if they were his own. Throughout the late 1960s and early 70s, a love affair was formed between this Flyers family and the great city of Philadelphia. This infatuation was never more evident than at the Flyers' back-to-back Stanley Cup parades in 1974 and 1975. More than 2 million Philadelphians flooded the streets to celebrate alongside their Broad Street bullies. As the original Flyers began to retire, many of them decided to settle down in the Philly area to continue in different roles with the club or move on to whatever was next in life, making the Philadelphia area their home. In 1984, these retired bullies decided to organize, to give back to the community that had given them so much. They formed what was known at the time as the Philadelphia Legends and began playing charity hockey games against other NHL alumni teams to raise money to give back to the community. Over the years, these charity hockey games have grown into numerous annual events, programs, and even teams, all run or partially funded by what is known today as the Flyers Alumni Association. As the number of alumni grew over the years, so did the venues for these charity games. In 1995, the Flyers alumni played against the 1980 U.S. Olympic team that featured gold medal winning goaltender Jim Craig in net and captain of the Miracle on Ice team, Mike Eruzione. The Flyers alumni pulled off their own miracle as Dave Schultz and Bob Kelly pounded Team USA on the score sheet instead of with their fists. In 1996, a Hollywood All-Star team came to the Spectrum, coached by Kelsey Grammer, and included MacGyver, actor Richard Dean Anderson, also Alan Thicke, Alex Trebek, and an almost 60-year-old Gordie Howe. That game took not only several goals by the LCB line, some special convincing of the ref by our own Steve Coates, and also perfect execution of Coates' famous puck-on-a-string trick shot to win the exhibition. Over 45,000 fans came out to see the alumni take on the New York Rangers alumni at Citizens Bank Park in 2011. That game saw the return of Eric Lindros to the Flyers organization and a Mark Howe penalty shot goal to seal the victory. But the big story of the night? Bernie Perron earning the win in goal and being named first star of the game at the boyish age of 65. Some of the more recent games saw the Flyers alumni play an inter-squad game in 2016 at a sold-out Santander Arena in Reading, Pennsylvania. It was the kickoff of our $2 million pledge to Snider Hockey. A sellout crowd also packed the Wells Fargo Center in 2017 as part of the Flyers' 50th season celebration. This was the only time the two most famous lines in Flyers history played in the same game, the Legion of Doom line and the LCB line. This would be the final appearances as players for both Billy Barber and the Ultimate Flyer, Bobby Clarke. Just this past season, the Flyers alumni packed the Wells Fargo Center again, as over 15,000 fans came out to celebrate the 50th anniversary of our first Stanley Cup win, with nearly all surviving members of both Stanley Cup teams in attendance. The Stanley Cup was also in town, and the team finally got to have their picture taken with Stanley at center ice, a tradition that didn't start in the NHL until the 1980s. The game saw the return of Mike Richards to the organization, as well as 2 goals from Mark Recchi, who would be inducted into the Flyers Hall of Fame the following day. Another highlight of the night was Flyers alumni co-founder Joe Watson at the age of 80, coming out to a special WWE-style introduction from PA announcer Lou Nolan to play in his estimated 2,500th and final hockey game. The Flyers Alumni is so much more than hockey games. The longest-running off-ice event is the annual Golf Invitational. Alumni from all generations gather and trade in their hockey sticks for drivers and putters, raising money to help multiple organizations. In 2014, Bob the Hound Kelly took the initiative and started up the Flyers Fantasy Camp, an opportunity for fans to put on the pads and play alongside their Flyer heroes. This year will mark the 10th anniversary of the camp. In 2015, Brad Marsh became president of the Alumni Association, and one of his first major contributions was that $2 million donation as a thank you from all of the players who have put on a Flyers sweater to Ed Snider to help build a dedicated rink for his legacy of Snider hockey. The mission of Ed Snyder Youth Hockey and Education is to create opportunities for under-resourced youth in the greater Philadelphia region to prosper in life. While Snyder Hockey is one of the primary focuses of the alumni, they also partner with Help Hope Live as part of the award-winning Every Child Deserves a Bike program. Going into its 6th year, the program funds, builds, and donates fully customized adaptive bicycles for special needs children in the Delaware Valley. What makes more sense for Broad Street Bullies gathering than a celebration of old-time hockey and sports tough guys? Friday Night Fights is an event that features guests, not only from the Flyers alumni, but also other NHL organizations. We're talking enforcers and personalities. We gather in an actual boxing arena to watch videos and then to discuss some of the best fighting moments in hockey history. Another signature Flyers alumni campaign that started in 2019 is the 12 Days of Christmas Holiday Giving Program. Each year, the alumni provides monetary donations and/or volunteer time to local charities, community groups, schools, and families in need. The program has annually exceeded each preceding year's donation totals and had another record-setting year in 2023. Our fundraising events also help fund 2 very unique hockey organizations in the Philly area. The first is the Philadelphia Flyers Warriors and consists of over 100 disabled military veterans using hockey as a therapeutic experience to help navigate the difficult transition to civilian life. The program also assists veterans in accessing other key necessities and education. The second is the Philadelphia Flyers Power Play, a power wheelchair floor hockey team whose mission is to provide a social and competitive athletic experience to people who use power wheelchairs in their daily lives. Through hockey, the program focuses on teamwork, skill development, and of course, fun. As alumni, we consider ourselves an extension of the Flyers organization, and our primary goal is to make a difference in the community. 40 years of putting smiles on people's faces. 40 years of continuing the sense of family started by Ed Snyder and spreading it throughout the Flyers fans. While we are proud of our 40-year history, we are even more excited for what the future holds.